Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We learn in Mishna Gittin, Perek Gimel, Chapter 3, Mishnah 5. Hamevi get Eretz Yisrael. Somebody who is bringing a get in Eretz Yisrael. That means he is the husband's agent, shliach, to bring a get to his wife. V'chala, and he became ill, and he was unable, because of his illness now, to deliver the get. So what do? He was made an agent to deliver the get to the wife, but he got sick, he can't do it. You can send it in the hand through someone else. So basically, what the Gemara is saying is that really, under regular circumstances, if the husband makes me a shliach, I can't just go make somebody else the shliach. I can't just on my own do it. You need his approval.
Permission?
You need his permission. You need his approval. In this case, though, where the shliach, where the agent falls ill, they ain't here, we assume the husband would give permission for another person to do so. Meaning, if I can't do it because I became ill, the assumption is the husband would be okay with you to make another one. Make someone else a shliach. Okay? So, that's the first part of the Mishnah. Now, it's very important, the fact that our case right now is, he's bringing a get in Eretz Yisrael. Because when you bring a get in Eretz Yisrael, as we learned previously, you do not have to say, b'fanei nechtam, b'fanei nechtam. You don't have to say, in front of me was written, in front of me was signed. And therefore, he is the shliach, he's the original shliach, he saw it. Right, he saw it. But he can't deliver it. So he can't just tell it to another shliach to say over, it's not going to work. So we will see in the next Mishnah what to do in that circumstance. But right now, to keep it simple, the case of the Mishnah is, he's bringing the get from one place in Eretz Yisrael to another place, and there's no need to say b'fanei nachtam, b'fanei nachtam. All you need to do is get another shliach appointed to deliver the get, and you'll be good. Now, but if the husband said to the agent originally, Toil li heimena chepetz ploni, when you deliver the get to her, then take from her this and this item. Meaning she is supposed to, when she gets the get, she is supposed to be returning to him a certain item that she has, of his. Lo yishal chena b'yad echer. Then you did not send the get through somebody else. Shein ritzayna sheyeh b'kdoyna b'yad echer. Because he does not want that the object that she was watching for him should be in somebody else's hand. Meaning if what's been involved now in the process is that he gives her the get, the shliach gives the get, and then she's supposed to return something of his to him to bring back to him, then already we say you cannot assume that he's okay with anybody being the shliach because you're sick. Because we cannot assume that he's happy with anybody other than the person that he appointed to bring back his object to do so. It's not his will that his pikadim, means the thing that he deposited by her, should be in somebody else's hand. He doesn't trust somebody else. So therefore, in this situation where he told the shliach to do two things, to deliver the get and then to take back something of his that she has, if he can't do it that way because he got sick, then he cannot appoint another shliach. Because the person does not want the other. We don't know if the other person, we can assume, interestingly, we can assume that if the shliach is sick, that he would be okay with someone else delivering the get. But for someone else to be holding on to his object, which is supposed to happen after giving the get, that he's not happy about. And therefore, since he put the two things together and you can't do both things, then you shouldn't appoint someone else. Now, what if you did? What if you appointed somebody else and then somebody else gave her the get? Would it be good? The answer is they bring down here, yes, it would be good. However, if the agent did appoint another agent and he delivered the get takes effect and she's divorced. Meaning initially you shouldn't be giving over to somebody else because we have no way of knowing the husband is okay with the whole process together. And therefore, if we're not sure if he's okay with the whole process together, because they're supposed to go together, then we don't do the process. But if you went ahead and you did the process anyway, meaning at least you had to get delivered, we're not going to say, well, the husband didn't want that at all. If it was delivered, he'll be okay with it. But to say initially, to appoint someone to deliver the get and take the object was what he wanted to begin with, that we're not going to do. Okay, that's one Mishnah. Let's go down to the next Mishnah. Hamevi get memdinas hayam v'chala. Somebody in this case, he brought a get from outside of Eretz Yisrael and he became ill. Right? So now the problem is,
This is
you need.
Shliach?
This is the shliach. The shliach, the agent, brought the get and he became ill. And now we have a problem. Since he brought the get from outside of Eretz Yisrael, he needs to say, b'fanei nechtam, b'fanei nechtam. In front of me it was written, in front of me it was signed. But he can't, because he can't deliver the get. And he can't just say it to somebody else. Here, you take the get now, deliver it to her, and you say it and say instead of me. He didn't see it. He can't say it. So what is he supposed to do now? Right, he didn't see it. So what's he supposed to do? So the Mishnah says, Oise based in a mashalchai, which means he goes before a court, before he goes before a rabbinical court, and he hands the get. That means Oise based in means he goes to the based in, he goes to rabbinical court, umashalchai. And the Beis Din now goes and appoints, or actually in front of the Beis Din, he now gives the get to another agent. Meaning we know he can make another agent. That's not the problem. The problem is someone has to say b'fanei nachtam. So the answer is, what's happening here is like this. You go to a Beis Din and you get it and you appoint another shliach, and then in that Beis Din, v'oimer lefneim, and he says in front of them, b'fanei nachtam. In front of me it was written, in front of me it was signed. He says it to a Beis Din. He says to a Beis Din, I saw this get being written and being signed. Okay? And once it's done in the Beis Din, so then that has been fulfilled. Okay? Since the second agent who is to deliver the get cannot make this declaration, the first agent does so before the court, thus placing the matter in their hands.
They're in charge now.
You're in charge now. I said b'fanei nachtam. I'm letting you know this get is good. Now you're in. Now it's in your hands. And now the fact that Beis Din knows that he said b'fanei nachtam. The other shliach will now go. He will go now and he will deliver the get. And then ve'ina shliach achrein tzarach sheyomar b'fanei nachtam. The second shliach does not need to say, in front of me was written, in front of me was signed. He actually can't say it. Ela oimer shliach Beis Din ani. He says, I am an agent of the court. Right. And therefore, by walking into the Beis Din and walking into the Beis Din where the get is delivered, or wherever the get is delivered, declaring, I am a shliach of Beis Din, right? Meaning I was made a shliach at this other court. So then we'll go ahead and we'll let him now deliver the get without saying b'fanei nachtam, because it will then be assumed that the proper procedure was followed by the court, and they heard the first agent testify that he saw the writing and signing of the get. Meaning basically he's walking into the Beis Din. He's giving the get. No, b'fanei nachtam. He says shliach Beis Din ani. I'm a shliach Beis Din. I'm a shliach Beis Din. I'm a shliach of the Beis Din. And when he says that, they're going to assume that what happened is, I'm wondering if he tells them the whole story. You know, just thinking about it now. Mishnah says he says, I'm a shliach Beis Din, and then it will be assumed that the proper procedure was followed by the court. I'm just wondering if I at least explain like the story. There was original shliach, right? I was appointed, he couldn't deliver it. So in another Beis Din, I was appointed. And then we'd assume everything was taken care of properly. I mean, the guy walks into the Beis Din and he says, shliach Beis Din ani. And now they figure out the whole story? Could be. But the point is that by declaring he is a shliach Beis Din, we can assume that even though he can't say b'fanei nachtam, he can't authenticate the get, the fact that he is a shliach Beis Din will allow us to assume that everything was done properly, that the original shliach said in front of them, b'fanei nachtam, and basically, the responsibility of the get now is on that Beis Din. And they allowed this other shliach to go, and he's delivering it now. Have a wonderful day and wonderful Shabbos.
Thank you, Rabbi. So meanwhile,